The question I've been asked repeatedly has been, why are you banned, Moonelf? And I've been really reluctant to say anything in fear of retaliation. But here it goes. This is the story of the underground organization. It all started after I began playing again and transferred from Razorgore to Firemaw. I had just leveled up my warrior to 70 and needed to get my smithing from 0 to 375. See, I'd just been able to scrap enough gold in order to get my gear enchanted, but the truth is, nothing can beat that sweet, sweet mace stun in Arena. And to get that mace stun, it cost me about 7,000 to 8,000 gold for me to get my smithing up and craft Storm Herald, which would take days, if not weeks, of farming. Traditionally, if I was running low on gold, I'd just go to the Throne of Kil'jaeden and farm Primal Fires, or sell bolts of imbued netherweave from bits of netherweave cloth I would pick up randomly. But the prices for Primal Fires had halved and my tailoring and chanting ult was still on my old server. I had to look for alternative ways of making gold, starting with farming mobs in Illidari Point, but the drop rate was too low. I then tried farming other primals, but I could feel the brain rot. I didn't have a paladin, so I couldn't farm strat, and no one was going to bring a warrior to a GDIC AP unless I was a buyer. I kept at it though, trying to farm various ways, only to get bored or just be making gold too slowly. I was standing in my normal spot in Stormwind, watching YouTube guides on how to make gold in WoW. But all of the suggestions were either overrun with people farming them or were just inaccurate. I was feeling defeated, thinking there was no way I was going to get my mace now, until I got a whisper. Hey, could you spare me 1 gold for training? It was a level 12 Draenei Shaman. Veterans of TBC have gotten a lot of these whispers from various low-level characters in major cities, most of which go largely ignored. I was about to write back, sorry bro, but then I got curious, instead whispering him, how much gold have you made? In which they just responded with a smiley face. Strange. I couldn't help but think back at all the times a low-level character had whispered me for gold, and how many times I'd actually given them some. I persisted, asking him more questions and only getting vague and suspicious responses. It wasn't until I opened up to him about my gold troubles did he actually respond. Some of you might not know this, but I was doing a YouTube series on getting 2100 on my warrior, and I was getting desperate, confiding in him and letting him know that I really needed the gold. Surprisingly, he just sent me a Discord link saying, "Can't message here, join Discord." So I did, joining a Discord group as a guest called Stormwind Homeless Club. Odd. I was quickly dragged into voice with 2 people, one of whom never spoke, and the other was a man who explained everything to me. He explained the inner workings of the underground organization. It was simple really. You would make an ult and hang around the major cities, spamming a macro, whispering a targeted player, and swapping between layers, letting people know you were a new player and needed some gold for talents or your mount. Most wouldn't answer, but a lot of people would give you anywhere from 1 to 20 G, and most importantly the whales, who were quitting WoW and would give you anywhere between 1 and 25k gold, as if they were quitting the game. Really, the gold per hour was great, even after the organization's 40% cut, and basically everything was set up for you, where spreadsheets were made so that they knew exactly where you were and on what layer so that it wasn't overcrowded. It sounded great, so I joined, not knowing what I managed to get myself into. At the beginning, everything went well. I was making gold regularly and steadily while watching YouTube videos and hanging out with people who I thought were my friends. The dark side, though, slowly started to reveal itself, and in hindsight, there were so many red flags. The main of which was how frequently hobos, is what we called ourselves, would disappear and not come back online again. But I was making so much gold, I assumed they were as well, and left after they had made enough. It wasn't long before I had enough gold myself and wanted to quit. It was starting to feel immoral. standing around Stormwind and just getting all of this gold with almost no work, where I had around 10k gold in my bags. So I wrote to the organization in Discord, "Hey gents, it's been a great time. Thanks so much for letting me join, and maybe I'll be back once I'm low on gold again." The only response I got was an XD from the org leader before getting kicked from the Discord group. I thought it was so strange. I'd spent so much time with them, hanging out with them in Discord, and this was the only response. XD. A day passed before I got a DM from an unknown Discord account saying, "Hey Moonelf, before you left the org, you forgot to pay your tax." My tax? Sorry, I don't understand. The tax you owe us for organizing everything for you. They've continued by saying I owed them 25k gold. To which I obviously said, "Fuck no, not gonna happen." And this is where things got really dark. "If you don't pay us the 25k gold tax, we're gonna report your account for gold buying." I soon realized that I initially whispered them on my main to join the org, so they had my character's name. Well, I had no idea who or if these guys had a main at all. I just knew the various alt names. I didn't buy any gold though. He continued, "All of the gold that was traded to you while you're working was from various gold farming accounts connected to the org. So Blizzard have a clear trail of gold buying even if you didn't buy gold," he told me. It took a second, but it all finally clicked. The accounts that were trading me gold were just the org's gold farming accounts. They knew exactly where I was at all times and would just trade me large sums of gold as if they were quitting. The org didn't make their gold from begging in major cities, they made it by extorting the beggars, desperate people like myself trying to make some gold, while also cleaning gold in this washing machine organization. I told him I could give him back the 10k gold, I just didn't want to have anything to do with it, but they insisted on the full 25. I was trapped, not wanting to get permabanned on a 15-year-old account, and there was no way I could spend all of those hours farming. They pushed me into a corner, finally sending me a PayPal link to compensate them for their troubles. I folded and sent them the money. Sadly, even after returning the 10k gold that they sent me, I was quickly banned in the latest ban wave for gold buying by Blizzard. It's hard to say, but I'm almost sure the organization reported me anyway in fear of getting found out and hoping I would get permabanned. So that's the story of how I got banned. And I'm warning you, for anyone who comes across a beggar in Stormwind, I suggest you just stay away.